Greetings, travelers. Welcome to the Flatland stream, where we ride a 15 by 15 square foot radius and we ride bikes. Just a word of warning, I guess, if you don't want to hear anything of, the Bible or Scripture or anything like that, because I do go on little rants and stuff on it, I'd probably skip over the next 10 to like 20 minutes or so, if you're not into that kind of stuff. But for me personally, I'm treating it as seeking first the kingdom of God. There's actually this one quote. Here, let's see here. I just wrote it down. Or, I didn't write it down, but I look. I don't know if the Lord keeps showing this thing to me, but let's see here. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. You know what's strange about this verse? Is that this verse right here is kind of the verse that got me into streaming in the first place. And it's really weird. Very strange. I actually didn't want to stream, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's kind of what got me into streaming. And now I'm here continuing to do it. But here's the weird thing about this verse is... So you have to let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Well, what happens if you don't want to show your works to people? It's like, is there that option? Can I hide? That's what I'm wondering. Are there times when you shouldn't glorify God? Are there times when you should hide away? Are there times when you don't want to show your works to people? It's like, because that's kind of how I felt for a while, actually. I could just kind of hide away, I just kind of want to chill in the backgrounds. I don't want to be in the fronts, Well, I guess that's where the Lord has me or something. I don't know if it's really working or not, but, at least I could say I tried, Let's see here. Okay, so I just randomly opened the scriptures. So it says, by your endurance you will gain your lives. Luke 21, verse 19. Here's another one. Let's see here. What is this one? He said, therefore, what is the kingdom of God like? And to what shall I compare to it? It is like a grain of mustard seed that a man took and sowed in his garden. And it grew and became a tree. And the birds of the air made nests in its branches. I love that. Oh, I love that. I love the analogies of just like the plants growing, It's like growing plants, sowing seeds, just there is so I didn't play that. Well, I guess I did, but it'd be so weird to see like a spell or in an RPG game where like you could like put seeds into people and just like turn them into Trents, just like and just like and they all just turn into like just turn into like Trents. It's sowing seeds, and the seed is the word. Correct? I think the seed is the word. I know it is the word because that's the parable of the sower. Consider the ravens, they neither sow nor reap. They have neither storehouse nor barn, and yet God feeds them. Oh, how much more value are you than the birds? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life? Yeah, this is about the raiment stuff. And he said to his disciples, therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat, nor about your body, what you will put on. See what's kind of strange about this verse. This verse right here, this one right here, Luke 12:22. This verse actually kind of made me just not care about what I wear anymore. Um, so it sounds strange, but I wear the same clothes a lot. If you didn't already notice, but I mean, this verse right here kind of made me just. There's also another one, I think, in Matthew as well. He talks about this as well. But just taking no thought about what you wear and all this stuff like that. How I see it as maybe sometimes I take scripture as almost a way to super hyper focus into what God really wants you to start doing. Because I feel like there is like maybe a giant energy bar of your whole day. You have an entire energy bar of your day. And what things in this energy bar are taking up time? Are they just a waste of time? And because sometimes things that don't seem like a waste of time, if you start adding them up month after month, year after year, even day after day, they actually end up chipping away at your energy bar. And that's kind of how I see certain things. And I feel like sometimes what I've learned from God's word is that in some strange sense, I feel like he's trying to optimize people so they, grow I guess they just level up faster or something like that. That's that's how I that's how I view it sometimes, especially some of the verses and stuff. And so I don't know. I could be wrong. Take my word with a grain of salt. read, read the word. There's another one I randomly opened. Pursue love and earnestly desire the spiritual gifts, especially that you may prophesy. This is Corinthians 14, verse 1. Now, see, I will say, I don't have much prophecy at all. But there is one that I've read from Scripture that I haven't really heard any sermons on it, any pastors really talking about it at all, honestly. And it's Revelation 6:5. Let's go to Revelation 6:5. And I've remembered it because it's been ingrained in my mind. Oh, it's actually Revelation 6:6. Oh, Revelation 5-6. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go back to Corinthians. Okay, so let's see. Corinthians 1, chapter 14. Pursue love and earnestly desire the spiritual gifts. Earnestly desire the spiritual gifts. Huh. Especially, okay, so there's spiritual gifts and then there's prophecy. Especially that you may prophesy. For one who speaks in a tongue not to men but to God. For no one understands him, but he utters mysteries in the Spirit. I love that. Mysteries in the Spirit. On the other hand, the one who prophesies speaks to people for their upbuilding and encouragement and consolation. But the one who speaks in a tongue builds up himself, but the one who prophesies builds up the church. Now I want you all to speak in tongues, but even more to prophesy. The one who prophesies is greater than the one who speaks in tongues, unless someone interprets so that the church may be built up. Hmm. Okay, so now I don't know if this is a prophecy. I'm not going to say it's a prophecy. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. But if it is, I don't know. It's maybe. So then we're going to go into the one thing. If there's one thing, the closest one that I might even think of, it would be, there's actually two actually in here in Revelations. So it's Revelation 6, 5 through 6. Now this is actually going to go into why I actually think that God has me on the bike. That he's maybe put me, because actually there was a time where I was going to branch out. I was either going to go, I wanted to go like, oh, I want to like do concept art, I want to draw and paint and put all my time into that, like all my time into that. And then like when I was in Long Beach, it was like I was in there, and then like God like knew I was gonna like not ride my bike because I was gonna steer on maybe not ride my bike as much, and he like steered me to the bike again. And I was like, what in the world? Like, all right, I guess I'll just be right. And there, I think there were some weird, mysterious things. Especially, all my stuff got stolen. I had like all my artwork stolen, which was really devastating. But then also, God kind of like, in some sense, he taught me a better way to do things that I never would have learned if my stuff never got stolen. A more actually, that's another. It goes in actually optimization. He actually taught me a more optimized way to draw, which is actually weird because I used to draw really, really big, super big, and now very strange to think about now. But yeah, then why I got back onto the bike is because I met this old gentleman in Long Beach, and he saw that I was always drawing and stuff, and he said something to me. He was just like, you're gonna be able to do that when you're older, and I was like, what are you talking about, man? Like, get out of here, like I was just like, dude, like, what are you doing, man? And he's just like, and and then like he said something like, you're always gonna be able to draw and paint when you're older, but you're not always gonna be able to ride your bike when you're older. And like it didn't hit me until later, and I was like, man, you know what? That old dude was actually right. And I was like, huh. And then I just started riding my bike so much more than I do drawing and stuff. So it's kind of weird. But then like now we're going back into these verses right here. So Revelation 6, 5 through 6. When he opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, come, and looked, and behold, a black horse, and its rider had a pair of scales in his hand. And I heard what seemed to be a voice in the midst of the four creatures saying, a quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not harm the oil and the wine. So what's strange is like this verse is speaking of the black horseman. The black horseman in Revelations is regarded as symbolizing famine. And what's weird about this verse, I always think it's weird, it says at the end, the black horseman warns us, do not harm the oil and the wine. And it's so strange because this was written so long ago, And then what's weird is I had a conversation, and also looking up documentaries on like, if you look up documentaries on like, what happens if oil runs out, or what happens if, stuff, what happens if the oil things are damaged and stuff like that on YouTube and stuff. If you watch those documentaries, there's a big part of every single one of those documentaries that says like something about food. Like it's something that like how our modern civilization is like built, that we use oil to transport so much food that it's to the degree if that stuff got damaged, then there would be famines in the land, because we're so dependent on oil. And it's just so, and then like it's so bizarre to me because then like what does the black horseman represent? He represents famine. Isn't that such a trip? Like that's so like weird. Like it's so odd to me. And it's so weird because he even brings into the thing of a quart of wheat for a denarius and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius. So he basically warns humanity, saying that oil, if we don't stop, if if we do not harm the oil, if we don't stop harming the oil, then basically what's going to start happening is that, and so they said, I've heard some translations say a denarius was like a day's wage or something like that. So a quart of wheat for a denarius, maybe a day's wage, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius. So it might even come to the point, maybe not in our lifetime, but maybe in the future, that there's going to come a time where maybe a bunch of people might be in famine, and food prices are basic. This is basically saying that food prices are going to go up right here. A quart of wheat for a denarius and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not damage the oil and the wine. Now it's kind of strange because if you look up this verse on like the internet, what it says is that the oil, some biblical people think that the oil was olive oil or, anointing oil. But it doesn't mention that here. It says, it says oil, just OIL, like, does that mean all oil, some oil? I just find it a little strange that our world's so dependent on oil, and if that runs out, then there will be famines, oddly, like what this scripture says. And yeah, and then I've actually had some time to think about why it says wine, and do not damage the oil in the wine. And I think maybe the wine, why the damaging of the wine might be occurred is because, like, maybe that wine, the grapes could be used for food, because I think, I could be wrong, but I think a lot of the grapes get wasted when you're making wine. Maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? But I mean, maybe it could just be used for food or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. But then also, I don't know where the other one is. Where is it? So it goes into. There was that one that I kind of thought, and then there is this other one. Where is it? I think it's Revelation 16. Let's see here. Where is it? Okay, here. Oh, I've actually found it. It's so crazy that I've actually remembered this one. Okay, so here's the other one. The fourth angel, this is Revelation 16, verse 8. The fourth angel poured out his bowl on the sun, and it was allowed to scorch people with fire. They were scorched by the fierce heat, and they cursed the name of God who had power over these plagues. They did not repent and give him glory. See, so what do you think that means? So supposedly, it's so weird. Okay, so supposedly we're not supposed to damage oil, harm the oil, and then later in Revelation, this is literally 8 chapters after the do not harm the oil. The fourth angel pours his bowl on the sun, and it was allowed to scorch people with fire. So basically, something's going to happen to the sun. So previously, the sun wasn't able to scorch people with fire, and then now something's going to happen where the sun is going to do something to people. Isn't that strange? I don't know, man. And then I just remember, like, growing up, you go into the class and they were saying something about the carbon emissions go up, and then the ozone layer gets, like, all messed up, and then there's more like UV rays or something hitting the earth, and it's gonna heat it up or something like that. I could be wrong, something weird like that, but I just find it so bizarre that it's just I wouldn't find it as bizarre if it was like written like in the Old Testament or like earlier in many chapters, but this is literally the last book of the Bible, and it's like literally written right here. And I'm just like, what in the world, man? Like, is that not a trip, or is that like... Oh, man. I actually laugh about it, but, man, actually, it's not something to laugh about because it could be occurring right as we speak. And so, yeah, I think that's actually another reason why it sounds completely crazy. I probably don't make any sense at all. But I honestly think that that's why maybe the Lord has me on the bike so much, because maybe it'll help, not harm the oil as much, or at least promote not harming the oil in some weird degree. But it sounds strange, but if there was any, I don't want to call that a prophecy, but it might be, actually. I don't know. I don't even know really what a prophecy is. But if there was one that I think God really like directed me into, like reading and just uncovering all these things that really aren't really even that much to be uncovered, really. It seems like common sense, to be honest, but it's just kind of weird that I haven't heard a single pastor talk about it. I haven't heard a single sermon on it. It's just strange. And it's also, I think, because Revelations is a very iffy book. A lot of pastors don't want to touch Revelations because it's very, it's written very, I don't even know what word to use. I'm just gonna use the word RPG-ish. And actually the funny thing is I met this other believer in Long Beach that was a homeless dude, and it was so strange. It was this homeless dude, and he was a cool homeless. He was a really smart dude, and get this, he used to play D&D. What campaign do you think he used to play? He used to play Dark Sun. And Dark Sun is something, I was like, what the heck is Dark Sun? He was like, oh yeah, that's the one my dad had, and he gave it to me, and that's the one that got me into D. I'm like, what in the world, bro? You're this homeless dude, and you used to play D&D and stuff like that, and you're a believer, and he knows all this stuff about the Bible. I'm like, what in the world, bro? Like, dude, you're a trip, man. I started looking it up, and I guess, like, Dark Sun, I think something happens with the water or something on Earth. Not on Earth, but just something happens to the water, and it's basically a Mad Max-ish setting or something like that, and people start getting powers and all this crazy stuff, and Pisonic abilities and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's anything to pertain into what. Maybe. Sometimes I think maybe God uses other believers to plant certain things that you maybe should be looking up and looking into, and then maybe it grows into other things that you start looking into, and so yeah, I don't know. Take my word with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that this is like end all be all. Boom. If you don't do this or that, it's like, I'm just saying, like, just take heed. Maybe take a little word of precaution on things that might occur. That's how I'm kind of, okay, let's see what we draw. Where am I working? Come on. Here we go. Oops. I'm gonna cut this set. Oops. Come on, buddy. I gotta bring this up actually a little bit so it don't fall down. Okay, here we go. First card of the day. What card is this gonna be? What is this going to be? Whoosh. Noble Panther? I already drew this card yesterday. Hey, sorry, man. Spank a butt. What was I doing? I was doing my devotional, just getting prepared. You how I'm seeing as, you play the paladin class, you have to buff up before you go into things. You gotta, like, that's how most paladins are anyway. You have to, do a bit of devotional to gain maybe blessings or some attributes, increased attributes or something like that, and then you go in. Okay, so we got Noble Panther. Second card. Ooh. Speaking of paladin, we have drawn another paladin card. Man, I haven't drawn this card in a very, very long time. Very, very long time on stream. It's actually been probably months since I've drawn this card. I forgot this card was even in there. Personal Sanctuary. Look at the art on this. Incredible. Now, if that is not a holy aura, that is a gnarly holy aura. So this is the flavor text on this one. There is a place deep within my soul where no foe can intrude and no tyrant can conquer. Sarlena, paladin of the northern verge. This is a paladin. See, look at the paladin. She has a book there, armor. Now that is cool, man. Okay, so that was the third card. Okay, another paladin-ish card. Bant Sureblade. 4. Ooh, Lawful Good Rogue. Deft Duelist. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a very interesting hand. Oh, wow. Very cool art on all these. Angelic Benediction. Who knows the definition to benediction? It was okay, so the first time I ever heard of the word benediction was actually in WoW, World of Warcraft. There was a priest staff that you can get named benediction. I looked up the word. I was like, what is that word? And it's the end of a... Actually, I want to look it up again because I've actually forgot. It's like some sort of ending to a procession or something. End of a sermon or something. Benediction. Definition. Yeah. Benediction. The utterance or bestowing of a blessing, especially at the end of a religious service. I guess this is the other definition. A service in which the congregation is blessed with a blessed sacrament. Devout or formal invocation of blessedness. Interesting. Very interesting. Angelic Benediction. 2 Michael Cormac cards, actually. We've gotten two Michael Cormac cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wow. Cool. I haven't drawn this card in a while either. Angelic Armaments. Now, see, here's the weird thing. Is a lot of these cards, like, people don't run. Like, nobody would... If you were playing to win, people don't play these cards, you know? I'm not playing to win. I'm playing to... I don't know, keep me inspired, I guess, and help me keep motivated. Man, that's a gnarly mace, actually. Look at that thing. I wonder why the mace weapon actually became part of, like, the Paladin set. But look at that thing. Imagine, like, that is a gnarly, gnarly mace. Like, I can only imagine getting hit in the head with one of those things, man. Like, the mace is actually one of the most, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think the mace is actually one of the strongest weapons because it can actually go through armor, just through blunt force trauma. It can, if you hit metal, you know, it hit armor, I think just the blunt force trauma, it, like, vibrates past the armor and stuff, whereas, like, a sword and stuff, sometimes it, you know, doesn't go through all the way. But, yeah. I can only imagine there was, man, imagine just being able to fly and just throwing hammers at people. That'd be ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay. Seventh card. Holy Mantle. You should redo this card. I'd like to see like some different interpretations of Holy Mantle. Okay, last card. What will it be? Corehaven. Corehaven. Okie dokie. And that was the hand for today. It's kind of interesting. I really like seeing Personal Sanctuary. I really like that one. And the Lawful Good Rogue. Very interesting one. Okay, let's see here. And speaking of Paladin, let's listen to some Paladin auras. So we're going to listen to the Paladin auras from D2. I might actually change my tire out. This thing's actually getting really, really thin. You know what? I actually might do that right now. Nah, I guess I'll just keep using it until it's just more. First tee, man. I think that might be the first warm-up I ever do. Freaking double fire. What about fire hydrant to swivel? Not good at swivels yet. Oh man, it's already hot here. somehow put like an AC thing in here. I wonder if I could. I have to look that up. Wonder if there's a way. Because I do have like an AC thing. It's the only thing is that. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could open the garage door and then have the AC go in like and put it out through the window right here. Huh. That's what I'll do. I might do that. I don't want to like put it like the AC in here. It's starting to get a little toasty, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if I could just cut a hole in it. I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna have to look that up. How do you put an AC in the garage? I guess it's not that hot. It's gonna get super hot though in the summer. If I already think it's hot now, then it's gonna get super gnarly in the summer. Let's see. Sorry if I haven't been observing the chat. I want to do, what's it called? Windshield wiper to decade. Ah, messed it up. Did you see that? Is that on camera? That was a gnarly line, kind of. I might stream mark that. I can't believe I landed that right there. Normally I don't land that. I was literally like shocked. I was like, what in the world? Did I really just land that? I need to get good at mega spin in the log yard. Ah! Come on. Gosh. It's kind of hard. It's hard to pivot your feet. Oh wow, this is new. This is new ramp. Ah! Almost fell. Yeep! Nope. I already knew I was gonna mess up. I was too slow. Kind of wondering if I should just like change the camera angle. You know, I always have it over here. Like, if I like just put it over here, like stream now. Maybe that'd still be cooler. You know, that'd be cool. I don't know. Just, I wish I could change the look of things a little bit more. You know, it seems pretty boring just having the same like. You know, just the same thing over and over, like the same angle. So I guess we'll just have this angle a little bit, I guess. Just gonna have it. I'm just gonna put it right there just to. Oh, it seems like moving on me. Thought we fixed this problem. janky, I'm gonna use a vice grip. There we go. Dude, I used a vice grip and I just put it right there. I think that actually might let it. It's kind of crazy. I'm actually like airing out of this thing. You see these tire marks? I'm kind of like going like this. Way more solid. I'm like way more confident with how solid it is now. I used to do like these weird tuck no hander things like feels like someone's gonna break on me. All right, foof right here. Did not work. Right. Oh! Dude, that thing is tight. Like, you gotta get that foof like perfect in there. All right, all right. Almost ate it right there. My improv landing kind of worked. Oh well. What happens if I were just to straight it out like that and just I guess what the problem with this one is I have to go behind the camera to see the chat. I think we're putting it in any other spot, just the normal one. I think this is just like the best spot to put it in. I might do a Reddit stream right now. After I dude, Reddit's pumping up the numbers. I don't think they're getting this many people in it. What's this? Huh. Okay, I need to charge my phone up and then I'll probably do like a Reddit stream. I need to like write down tricks for some reason. Like I don't really care what I do on the Twitch stream, but when on Reddit, like you have so many more people watching you, and I get like what's it called when you like can't when you forget what you're gonna do. I think I'm gonna write down a bunch of like things, maybe. Hmm. That's not cool. My charger ain't working. I kind of want to put my bike in more of a crank flip mode. I can still crank flip on this bike, but it's just not as well announced. Well, that's probably why my brakes are working not very good. Wheels on the line. There we go. Now my bike's in like total crank flip mode. to learn a new trick. Hand flip. I wonder what would happen if I turn. Maybe these big lights are heating up this. Oh, it's too dark like this. Maybe taking out that middle light. Maybe that's heating. I mean, these big lights must be heating it, but this one, maybe if I turn these ones off, it'll heat it up less. %. Might do A. How do I get music? Oh, I wonder if I could just put it on in the background. Of the stream. It's going to take up too much of the internet. Yeah, because then there's going to be like commercials and stuff. We don't want that. I kind of want to even go on this one. that one's weird because... Oh, what's up, man? Sorry, I apologize. I wasn't even looking at the chat. Who would that be? Man, your color on your name's really bright. Look at... What does that say? I don't even know. Look at those. What up, bro? Sorry, man. I haven't been looking at the chat. I apologize. Apologies for that. Let's do some riding. Somebody's here. Oop. Line ended. Let's do it! Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I'm just kind of messing around. I guess kind of. I was going to do a Reddit stream, but yeah, since there's some people here. Nope. How you guys doing? You guys doing good? Bro, you got a new bike? Yeah, actually I cracked my other bike. I freaking exploded it. That black one over there, you can't really see it, but it's like right there. I freaking cracked the frame in half. But this is actually kind of my old bike, so this is my, kind of like my main bike. I just didn't really like, it was my main frame. But yeah, I just like cracked. I always crack my frames right here. I just exploded it. It was such a weird crack too. Like the crack on it is just like so weird. I like cracked it in half. I cracked it on this trick right here. I was doing a bunch of these and I cracked it on it. Like just multiple ones of those. And like I like hit my back end really, really hard. And I just heard this and I was like, what in the world is that? I looked down, it's freaking gnarly crack. Oh. You get a double. But you can't even get it. Go. Oh man, the other Colt, yeah. It was just kind of like some older dude gave me that frame. I just put a Colt sticker on it. I do miss it. The geometry of that one is really, really good. I really like the geometry of the other frame. Because it was like a legitimate like flatland frame. Nope. It's weird. Some tricks I have down, and then the other tricks like I can only do every now and then. 5 viewers. Normally nobody shows up on this stream. It's kind of weird. Nope. This one, I can't land that one a lot. I don't know why I keep trying it. I can only land it like once every like 10 attempts. Oops. Whoop. Windshield wiper. Windshield wiper. Let's try this one again. Oh no, 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 no. I know what I was doing. Let's go. You got it down. Remember watching you do that? Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, I've gotten a lot more, I can land it at least sometimes, like that one I could probably land like once a day at least. I can't ride as hard as I was because earlier in the stream it was in the winter. It's kind of weird. I used to not like the winters, but now I really do like the winters because like when you get all hot and sweaty and stuff, like it's just so nice to be in the cold, you know? And then you kind of forget. Yeah, I've just been practicing a lot though. These streams are kind of more just for like documentation purposes, you know? Normally people don't really watch them. It's weird, like normally people don't show up when I'm streaming. So I feel bad because a lot of times when people show up, like I'm just riding my bike and I'm just sitting down right here and I don't look at the chat because I'm so used to not having people show up. So I'm just like, oh, right. And sometimes I miss so many people. They're like, hey man, what are you doing? Why aren't you replying? I'm like, oh dude, my bad, dude. I'm used to not having people watch me. Yeah, for sure. It's hot in here, man. It's like it's starting to become like a sauna. I forgot. Did you used to ride? Were you one of the other riders? Were you that flatland guy, or was that somebody else? I do. I have met like 2 other BMX riders so far doing the stream. No worries, man. Saw a lot of your stuff on Insta. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure, man. Yeah. Yeah. Man, I'm so behind on my Instagram. So, dude, I'm literally like 2 years behind on the Instagram. It's kind of crazy. Well, first off, I was kind of like embarrassed to do the flatland stuff because like the people that are on Instagram right now doing the flatland stuff, they're at such a high level that it almost felt like starting over. Like I literally was just, I had to like, it almost felt like I had to relearn how to ride a bike. So I basically kind of like took Instagram off for like, it's been probably even like 2 years since I posted anything. And I really should have just posted all my stuff that I was learning and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm going to have to, I've been trying to catch up on a lot of other medias and stuff, so. And the bike that I was riding, like, so actually, when I first got into flatland, like, legitimately, like, really into flatland, I got a full flat setup, and my bike looked so weird. That's another reason why I didn't post anything, because I haven't been posting anything because like my bike looked just so bizarre, like so alien. Because some of those flat setups, man, they look like they look so bizarre, man. Because the geometry is all weird, and there's like bent tubes and the little bars, and I don't know. I just felt really weird, and so I didn't post anything. I still have all the clips, but I don't know if I'm gonna post them on Insta. Bro, now that stuff is impressive. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, the other reason why I got into flatland, which a lot of people actually don't know about, is actually this knee right here. I tore my ACL. I actually have the clip. I did a 180 over spine, over like a 5-foot spine, and man, it was weird because it was like I in the air, like you know, like right before you take off, I was like either gonna go. I was like, damn, should I do a 360 or should I do a 180? And I don't know why I like hesitated like that, and I like did like a like I thought I was gonna do a 360, but then like in the air I was like, no, I'll just do a 180. And then like my leg, it was like a really hot day, and I had like brand new shoes on, and like it was on a metal ramp, and like supposedly I tore my ACL. But here, get this, like, so I went to the doctor and I got the MRI and everything. They're like, oh yeah, you need to get the total knee replacement. You need to get like the $25,000 surgery. And I was like, what in the world, bro? Like that quick? Just like he was like, boom, okay, we're gonna schedule right now. And I'm like, damn, dude. And then what ended up happening was I've never had surgery before, so I was really scared. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait it out. Let's see what happens. And I got in contact with this guy, this like knee guy that used to work for some of the people on ESPN for athletes, and he's like a physical therapist, knee guy, and I kept sending him videos of like my progress of healing and stuff, and he flat out told me, he's like, dude, with the level you're at right now, if you just strengthen your knee up, you could probably just get away without having surgery. And so I trusted him. I was like, all right. And I like did the exercises that he said to do and stuff. And dude, now I'm riding like completely normal. So it sounds kind of crazy, but yeah, I literally was about to get $25,000 in this knee right here, and I didn't get it. And I'm like healed, man. It's kind of crazy. It's ridiculous, actually. It's like really crazy, man. Like if there's any sort of like maybe even like some sort of healing of God or something, man, that was maybe it right there for me. Nope. Brake slipped. Rebate. I feel bad. I feel like my stream's so boring. Like, I wish I had like a better setup. Cause like I see a lot of the other streamers. So what they do, the other streamers, they actually have like a legitimate camera. They have a legitimate camera, and they're also streaming it through OBS. And they have all these like widgets and stuff, and like, I don't know. Oh well. That's a blessing, man. 100%. I gotta. Farewell, dude. Keep it up, bro. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Dude, keep becoming the strongest version of yourself. Never give up, bro. Okay, let's see here. I think I might do the Reddit Masterclass again. I'm actually gonna take a little break. I need to cool down. This up. There we go. I gotta cool down a bit. hot in here. Open this door up a little bit. Monkey just chilling up there? Oh, Monkey is. Oh, cute little Monkey. Okay. I think we are going to do a Reddit stream. Okay. Put this. Maybe I should put this camera up there. Oh no, wait, because I have to have that one down there because I need to look at the chat because I can't look at the chat. Like that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, oops. Let's try this. Greetings, travelers. Let's see if I... See, this stream's a little bit different because I have to have the phone like this. Because on the Twitch stream, I have it on like lengthways, horizontal. Okay, let's see. Get a little bit of the quarter pipe and a little bit of that. Hopefully that works. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Flatland stream, where we learn how to ride flatland in a very small area. This is a 15 by 15 foot square foot area. We also have a target for some shepherd slinging. And actually, I should have probably lowered the. I should have lowered the. See if I can still do it right now. Okay, here we go. I need to lower the. Oh, did I mess it up? Okay, there we go. Oh, I guess it started it over. I guess, okay. So I guess if you lower your brightness setting, it restarts your stream or something. Anyway. Greetings, travelers. We're here to learn more of the mysteries of the flatland realm of the bicycle, of BMX. This is something you can learn in a very tight area. Right now, I'm doing this in a 15 by 15 foot square area. I've seen some flatlanders do it even in smaller areas in 8 by 8 squares. We also do a little bit of shepherd slinging. I've been trying to practice it. You know, the legendary item of David from the story from the Bible. And try and learn the shepherd sling. Let's see what we will get into. do have a quarter pipe in there. It's a little hard to ride in here, but I do have a little quarter pipe. It's actually very interesting how this one generally, on the Reddit stream, there's more people that show up. It's kind of weird. But it's also like lower quality. I can like see it, like it's like fuzzy, but oh well. So this trick right here is called a switchfoot stick bee. To go into the lore behind this trick, right? Why I learned this trick. This is actually the trick that that got me into flatland. So there was 2 other believers in Christ that did this trick, and I found it very odd that they both did it, and so I wanted to learn it, and it took me quite a while to get down. I probably won't even be able to land it, but that's the lore behind the trick that I'm doing. It's called a switchfoot stick bee no-hander. Oh, it's a bit challenging to get into. See if I can even get into it today. Whoop, almost lost it. Come on. Darn. I was getting into it. I haven't, that was actually the first one I got into of the day. Rebate. Glory be to God. Oh, almost landed it. Kind of wanted to try this one. Not too sure if it's the right subreddit or something. I'm surprised they don't have more. There's only like 10 subreddits for what do you call it, for the broadcasting thing. Almost. See, is anybody talking on this one? Kind of like jumping streams. We're trying to keep the RPAN subreddits more on topic, and we feel this might not be, what does this say? We're trying to keep RPAN subreddits more on topic. We feel this may not be the right sub for your content. However, we think this would be perfect for sweats, Reddit sweats. Huh, that's weird. I guess I gotta stop the stream, huh? I mean, you'd think that this would be distance socially, huh? Oh well. Okay, I will end the stream then. Farewell, everybody. I didn't even know there was this one. Here. What is this one? Okay, sorry everybody. I gotta leave. This isn't the right one to be on. Huh, why isn't this working? Okay, let's see here. I got kicked off of the other subreddit. uh, no worries though. Hopefully this one's a little bit more in tune. Sorry, this thing's kind of wobbly. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Flatland BMX that you can learn basically anywhere. And you can, right now I'm riding in a 15 by 15 square foot area. I've seen some BMX riders, they even ride in a smaller area. I've seen some ride in 8 by 8 foot squares. And yeah, you can basically learn a lot of these tricks basically anywhere. If there's one thing, you may want to find a level surface. You can learn all these tricks not on a level surface and even on slants and stuff. It just adds another variable to make certain tricks a little harder to learn. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm really going to land anything too crazy today, but we're just going to kind of warm up and get going. So that was a hang five to fire hydrant. Whiplashes are pretty hard to get down. I have trouble with whiplashes. There's a lot of weight placement, a lot of like subtle weight placement that makes it a little tricky. There we go. Double fire hydrant. There we go. Yeep. That was fun. That was fun. All praises to the Most High. Let's see, sometimes I get kind of like, I don't know what it's called. What is it called when you kind of forget what you're going to do? Sometimes I get that way on here. For some reason, not really on my Twitch stream, but I get that way, but on the Reddit one I do, because people start watching me on the Reddit one. I landed this line earlier today. Let's see if I can get it again. Almost. It'd be kind of cool to meet some other flatlanders, especially for some of these tricks. Some of these tricks are not many how-tos on how to do them, unfortunately. There's actually a lot of tricks in flatland where there's not many how-tos. Like there are a lot of BMX tricks, and if you look them up, there's just a plethora of information you can find. But a lot of flatland tricks are mysteriously hidden. You know, like, I don't know, it's kind of strange. So if you ride flatland out there, I think it'd be good to start making some more how-tos, because it would probably help more people out. Honestly, the other reason I kind of wanted to start streaming to maybe help anybody else out that's maybe just getting into flatland or something like that. Yep.
Almost.
I know. That was a close one. I almost ran into the wall. So let's see here. So it sounds strange. I will say some lore on this trick that I learned right here. It's called this one's called a switchfoot stick. The lore on this trick that I'm about to do is it's called a switchfoot stick bee. What was very strange about this trick is so there was two other like Christians, like believers in Christ, and they would do this trick. And what's really weird to me is I wanted to learn that trick, and actually this trick that I'm about to do is the one that actually got me interested in flatland. Took quite a while to learn, but we have prevailed through it. The hardest part about it is to land this trick. There's many different ride-ins for this trick. There's many different variations. And there's a lot of ways to ride out of the trick. So, let's see if we can get close today. It also is a trick that you can combine into many other tricks. You kind of have to be a little quick on it. There's a lot of timing involved. Just normally in the beginning, if there's a lot of like weight distribution and timing you have to get down, and kind of like weight shifting, you have to kind of go on the fly. But it's a fun one. It's really, really fun all the time. See if I can land it. Nope. It's a challenging one. I think it is anyway. Oh man. If I could land it first try, I would. And I give a lot of credit to flatlanders that can learn things, that can land things like first try, or just very consistently. I did used to ride with a lot of some flatlanders before. Well, I considered a lot of flatlanders before I kind of moved back. I used to live over in Long Beach. Didn't know it at the time, but Long Beach is actually kind of a historical spot for flatland BMX. And what's very odd is it actually took me moving out there to encounter the very first flatlander I've ever met in real life. I met a bunch of them. First ever flatlander I ever met his name was Ryan Russell. Met Rich, a whole bunch of other, Gabe Weed, a whole bunch of other flatlanders, and there's a pretty big scene out there, especially in California. So shout outs to those guys. They helped me a lot actually. They gave me parts. They kind of coached me a lot. Like they'd tell me what to do, like kind of maybe what tricks I should learn first, and really crazy actually because when I first met the first flatlander I ever met in real life, I was actually pegless at the time, and now if you can see my bike right now, it's kind of like I'm like full on just everything now. It's ridiculous. I'm running the 4 pegs, front back brakes. It's kind of crazy. So, okay, back to the Switchfoot Stick B no-hander. Whew, I almost lost it right there. Oh, I was so close to landing it. This one's a very finicky one, especially landing it. So landing it, like, you kind of have to like get the right carve. You got to get the right carve and the right scuff, and you have to get that angle right. And then like, but if you mess up that angle, it just doesn't work. It like plops over. Dennis McCoy for Haro, 1980. The legendary Dennis McCoy. What's actually funny is I actually have a pair of Dennis McCoy bars. Funny you bring that guy up. That guy is a legend. Shout outs to Dennis McCoy. Let me bring out my Dennis McCoy bars actually. It's kind of funny. If I have them somewhere. Where are they? So, these right here. I used to have a flatline setup, but these things are a tank. These things weigh a ton. So these are actually what brand was it? They don't have the sticker on them anymore. I think they were K2 bars. I think these are the K2 bars, but I know they were the Dennis McCoy ones. So pretty interesting. I actually would probably be running these, except I cut them down, and now I need kind of longer bars. So, but dude, these things are heavy, bro. Like this thing almost feels like it's solid metal, man. Those parts, like that's probably why this part still lasts, is because nobody ever bents them. I think this is when he was like a vert rider. So like you can only imagine like the vert riders, like them going like 20 feet up in the air. You probably would want like some really, really like beefy bars to make sure they don't like bend on you. So shout out to Dennis McCoy. OG. let's see. Do I know any Dennis McCoy tricks? That's actually, okay, so, I think the one Dennis McCoy trick I can kind of maybe do is the boomerang. I'm not very consistent at the boomerang, but it is a Dennis McCoy trick, and get this. Dennis McCoy did 6 boomerangs without touching. I think they were called flails or something. And let's see if I could at least do one. I can't do 6, but I can maybe do one. Oh, almost. Rebate. There we go. You can do one. What's weird is the boomerang, it doesn't seem harder, but it's actually, when I learned it, it seemed harder than the Decade. So I guess the Decade is also a Dennis McCoy. I'm pretty sure he did a lot of them as well. But what's weird is the Decade's actually easier than the boomerang. So this trick's actually easier than the boomerang. With the boomerang, there's so many like subtle little variations because like you're kind of having to balance, and there's a lot of like tilting that can happen, and there's a little bit more like timing on how you use the brakes with the boomerang that makes it I don't know, maybe some people find the boomerang easier, but I find it harder. So do another boomerang. Oh. See, I can't even. I can normally do like a Decade first try, but boomerang I can't. I want to get windshield wiper to Decade. I haven't been able to do it yet, but I want to go in, do a windshield wiper, and when it comes back around, to Decade. But it's weird because like the windshield wiper, like it's hard to like get it like a consistent whip so where I can do the Decade. It's always like, it always just feels different every time I do it. A lot of different variables. Okay, back to switcher Sigby. No hander. Glory be to God. Oh, I finally landed it. No, I'm not gonna lie, that one's kind of rare. It's kind of rare for me to land that one. But yeah, the lore behind that trick is 2 other believers I saw were doing that trick. Believers in Christ, and they inspired me to learn it. Actually, that trick right there was the trick that got me into flatland. And it took me a very long time, and that was like when I first got into flatland, that was the trick that I just automatically I was like, I'm gonna learn that. Yeah, and that's why I learned it. So I'm still kind of pretty novice at a lot of other tricks. You can kind of tell I haven't really put too much time into many other tricks. So dope. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. Let's see here. What else can I talk about? The first trick, actually, if anybody out there watches this, may be interested in flatland. The very first flatland trick, I guess, when I really started getting into flatland, the first trick I kind of learned was the track stand. So the track stand is, you kind of need like a bigger seat, a tall seat post, and you also need front brakes to learn it. But you put your hand on your seat and the end of your bar right here, and then you put your foot on this peg right here, and then you start off with the other foot on that peg, and you press the front brakes and you lock it in. And I think this is a good way to learn balance. So how I learned this trick was when I got my first flatland frame, I started doing this, and I'd literally go down the street to my buddy's house, and I'd go down the street to my buddy's house, and literally all my friends would be hanging out. There wasn't even any room to ride, and I'd literally just bring my bike and I'd just do this while everybody was just hanging out. Like, I'd just be here and I'd just be practicing balancing. This is before I could hang 5. This was like the basic first flatland trick I ever learned, was this one. You could do it you could do it in your room, and then you could learn just like, doing it like this. Hello. So there's this rider I used to ride with. His name's Chris Bohm. He's from Germany. He recently got placed in second, I think, on the Red Bull contest. Some Red Bull contest. And Chris Bohm was the first one that I saw doing these ones. And he does the no-hander ones. So you could do like the no-hander version. Go in. And then from this one, I need a little bit more room. But from this one, I learned my first scuff trick. And the first scuff trick is doing the track, for me, the first scuff trick I learned was this one. And you're going to want to take your front brake off of your fingers off the front brake. And then with this tire right here, you want to scuff down with your body weight. And what that's going to do is it's going to push me into a circle. And this is like the very, very first scuff trick I ever learned. And it's really fun, actually. It's really bizarre. Oops. That's kind of like the worst that'll happen. Unless you go forward, but. So that was kind of like the very first taste of like the scuff trick realm. From that trick, my other first scuff trick that I learned was the track stand. And then you want to bring your front leg through the bar onto the front tire right here. And then when you put your front leg through the tire, you want to take off your hand. It seems a little scary at first, but you want to take your hand off of your front brake. So let's see how I can do it. Okay. Oh, there we go. Now this is an old 80s trick right here. I'm wondering if this was actually the first scuff that was ever done. But yeah, this is like the very first scuff trick, and you kind of hold it too. It's kind of weird. It's a little weird to get out. You kind of have to like, it gets a little weird. It's very awkward at first to learn. So that was the very first scuff trick that I learned anyway. Oops. Been running kind of sketchy today. Let's see. Is anybody on this one? Oh man. Hopefully nobody's showed up on here. Okey-dokey. Just walking is an extreme use of balance. This is balance. Yeah, I feel like anybody can learn this. It just takes time. The The reason why I kind of got into streaming too is because it seems like there's not many flatlanders in the BMX realm. There are, but it's a little strange how like few people are actually within like the flatland realm. There's a lot of like tricks that don't have how-tos and just a lot of untapped ground, I think. But what kind of got me into flatland was that, you know, because of the plague, I had to kind of be a little bit more distanced, and it kind of pushed me into learning flatland. Luckily, I met some other flatlanders that got me into it, so shout out to them, man. But it's really fun. You can learn in very tight areas. That's I think the power that flatland has, is you can learn it in very tight areas. Oh. Oh, nope. Yeep. Hardest trick. Good question. Well, the hardest trick right now, I can't even land it. Probably a locomotive. I have never landed it, or maybe it's a hardest trick I have never landed, or hardest trick that I can land. Probably the hardest trick that I can land would probably be the switch foot stick bee. It's actually a link. It's a switch foot turn down to endo switch foot stick bee bar spin no hander. So I guess I'll give some attempts on this one. I've only landed it once though. When I get into this, into a bar spin, it's a little challenging. I'm not going to do the turn down one in front of it, but the turn down right in makes it a little bit more challenging. But this is probably the hardest trick I kind of know to do. It's hard. It's hard to grab the bar because it's not like a normal bar spin where you know, you kind of like throw it and grab it. This bar spin, it almost feels like you're like chucking the bars and you're just hoping for the best. It's like a game of chance, it feels like, if you land it. Nope. See, it's like so hard that I can't even like, it literally takes me like 30 tries to land it. I'm tired. I need some coffee. But yeah, another inspiration that I have with riding bikes anyway would be the legendary Viola loves cycling. She's a artistic cyclist from Germany, and it kind of got me into learning a lot of like the no hand stuff, because like how she does those no handed, she's like, okay, so actually what Viola is doing is really gnarly. So like if you look up Viola loves cycling, you guys have probably all seen Viola loves cycling. Well, she's actually doing a really, really hard BMX flatland trick. And what she's doing actually is she's doing a death truck. She's doing a death truck no-hander, I think. And she's pedaling on her bike. So the BMX equivalent, I can't even get into it, but maybe in the future I might learn it. But so the BMX equivalent would be, you start with this foot on the peg right here. You do a 90 with your bar. You bring it up like this, and then you want to take your hand over on this one, put it over here, and then you slide up and you turn the bar again, and you're over on the bar. You're like on the bike like this, or like on the pedals, and then you like take both your hands off like that. It's gnarly. I give credit to people that have learned that one. Especially Viola, she learned it on a big bike. Like if you see that move she's doing, it's really, really gnarly. I guess the equivalent that I can do is kind of like the switch with sticky no-hander. It's kind of like the safer version. Let's see if I can do a bar spin. Oh, it's so hard to like grab it, cause like sometimes like when I do the bar spin, it like throws me off of my balance point. So that's why I kind of say that one's kind of like a game of chance. A game of chance to learn. What other tricks I know? Let's see here. I'm just gonna kind of mess around. Maybe I'll just like call out the tricks or something. But yeah, an old school. I don't even know what this is called. Old school lawnmower, I think. Old school lawnmower. There we go. Old school lawnmower. Double fire hydrant. Nope, just one fire hydrant. There we go. Double fired. Those ones are really fun. I've been taking a lot of time to learn those ones. Lots of time for those ones. Wish I could ride all the time, but I gotta catch my breath. It's kind of like, it's really hot in here, so when it's really cold, I could just ride so much more intensely in here, but it's getting a little steamy in here. See, let's check out this one. Oh, there's 2 viewers on this one. Hey, what's up, Frank? Yeah, buddy. Dude, I hope you're doing good, Frank. Thanks for tuning in. I always appreciate it, man. Even though I'm kind of just doing the same thing over and over and over again. But that's kind of how flatland is. Like, you just kind of have to, like, just be persistent and just, it's weird. That's the other weird thing about flatland is, like, sometimes the tricks feel so impossible to learn. You're like, oh, dude, there's no way I can ever learn this. But just slowly, just through, it's like an RPG game. You know, like how you grind in an RPG game, and then you unlock an ability, or you like you like level up and gain something. That's what Flatland feels like for me. It's just like you're just leveling in an RPG game. Oh, like the Hang 5 took me like so long to learn, but I finally got it kind of. I wonder if I could do Hang 5 into double fire hydrant. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, the bike is a very interesting. Oh, no footer. Oh, good call, man. I don't really know if I could even do like I could do like let's see here. I don't know actually. I don't know if I've ever done like a. I mean, I could do like these like, but I don't know if I could do that bunny hop. That's kind of scary actually. Oh. A crank flip's kind of like a no footer. Yeah. Okay, so that was just crank flip without a bunny hop. This is crank flip with a bunny hop. We're gonna do all the variations. We have tail tap crank flip. Oops, sorry, I gotta redo that. I wish I had more room. It doesn't show over here. Got that one. Then we have the reverse CT to crank flip. And then we have endo ET to tail tap reverse ET to kickflip. Oh, almost a fakey decade. I landed that earlier today. How you doing, Frank? You still there, bro? What you been up to? You been riding your motorcycle a lot? Oh yeah, I forgot I have my shepherd sling. I think I have shepherd sling in the title, don't I? Hopefully I do. Let's do some shepherd slinging. I'm kind of tired, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit tired right now. So, maybe we'll get into doing some shepherd slinging so I can take a little break. I wish I could just ride like full on all the time. It's a little tiring now, especially when it's hot. So if you see that little target right there, that little plate that's moving, that's actually the shepherd sling target I have. The shepherd sling, I think most people know what a shepherd sling is, right? It's the legendary item that David, with the story of David and Goliath, and he hit Goliath in the head with it. Well, a lot of the artwork represented with the shepherd sling is they wear them as a headband. So it's kind of what I've been rocking lately. I've been rocking the shepherd sling as a headband. I figured out the knot that they may have used back in the day. A lot of purposes for the shepherd sling. But yeah, this knot's really cool. It's kind of just like a quick release knot. But this knot, if you taught it, you can have it as a headband. And there's actually not a YouTube video that shows you like how to make it a headband. Though a lot of artwork of like David and stuff, he wore it as a headband. But yeah, so like with this quick release knot, if you could see that, all you do is you just press on both of these things and it's just boop,
and then now it's ready to fire. So this is the shepherd sling. It's made out of one paracord, about the width of my arm span. There's many different versions of the shepherd sling, but the one that I learned how to make was you use one piece of string. I think it's 2 lengths of your arm span. You get 2 lengths of your arm span, and then what you do is you take your hand and see this pouch. It's actually an open pouch. If you look at it, there's a lot of holes in it. See how there's a lot of holes in that pouch? So what that is it's actually, you take your hand, you find the middle of the string, and you wrap it around your hand 3 times each side. And then what you do is then you learn these knots right here. There's a special knot right there, and then there's another knot over on here, and that allows you to make a shepherd sling out of one piece of rope or cordage. And then on this side is the side that's the ring finger. This is the ring finger, and then this is the side with the knot that you release. And this is actually a very important thing right here. Some YouTube videos, what they say is this is where you want to be aiming. So it almost feels like if you're throwing a rock, you're almost feeling like you're throwing this thing right here. And we're not throwing rocks in here, but we are throwing, what's this called? What's this called? It's a projectile, I guess, but it's a piece of, man, I'm so tongue twisted right now. Paper towel. It's paper towel, 1 sheet of paper towel, and I put a little bit of duct tape around it. And I like to put highlighter duct tape on it because sometimes you lose it and it just kind of sucks making another one. So what you do is some people put it on their ring finger, this one. I like the middle finger. A lot of people put it on the middle finger. I think the Balearic slingers put it on the middle finger. And then you hold it like this, and you put this in your, like that, you kind of pinch it like that, and you put the projectile into the pouch, and you fire it. I'm still like really novice at doing the shepherd sling, but it's really fun actually. It's like kind of like, it's like interesting to see, you know. It's interesting. You know why I find it interesting is because you know, there are some scriptures saying that like David was a man after God's own heart, and in some cases I think, well, if David was a man after God's own heart, God probably taught him this, you know. He probably taught him the secrets, or, you know. And it's just it's such a simple, humble little item, you know. You can wear it as a headband. You can some people wear them as belts. I've even seen some illustrations, and they wear one as a headband, and then they also have like a longer one, and they use that one as a belt. And the longer ones, you could put more force into firing it. Let's see if we could hit the plate. Well, kind of being in the stream. I'm gonna wait until it passes by, like. Nope. Got 2 stones right over here. Got another one. Very hard to get good at, though. Takes a lot of time and a lot of devotion to even get accurate with this thing. It's pretty ridiculous how hard it is to get good at. Like I can hardly even hit that plate right there, and it's 10 feet away from me. Right? Oh, I just misfired that. We got one more over here. Okay, let's see here. Nope. That's why I have them like marked like this, because I can find them easier. I've lost so many of these things. They're all scattered in this garage. I have like 50 freaking of these little projectiles everywhere. Oh, that was so close, and I just lost that one. So some other lore. Now, I don't know if this is actually true or not, but I don't know if this is actually true. I read it on a YouTube comment on a documentary on the shepherd sling. So this is actually the projectile that I'm using. It's about yay big. This one is about a tennis ball. I read a comment saying that the stone that David used to kill Goliath, it was actually about this big. Which actually probably makes sense because I think Goliath was wearing a helmet, right? Like a metal helmet. But you can only imagine like a stone getting thrown at you in the head with like a stone this big. It would probably do some damage regardless, you know, like. So I don't know if that's how big it was. I'm not too sure. But that is a comment I read. Keep practicing. And so there also is some other lore on the shepherd sling. Some people said you could use it behind shields. I don't have a shield on me, but I do have a wheel. And some people said that people would do it behind a shield like this, and then they would like, you know, they go they go like this. Oh my goodness, I freaking hit the red thing. That's pretty crazy. The other level, and here's the upgraded level. When you learn all the levels, this is the upgrade level. Now, we do it on the bicycle. I have yet to hit the target on the bicycle doing this. But eventually I want to learn how to do it. We take the shepherd sling. The good thing about the shepherd sling is that there's always ammo everywhere, because you can just use rocks. But I've yet to hit the target while doing this. Oh. Oops. It's very challenging too. If you do want to learn it on the bike, I probably suggest doing it with a smaller shepherd sling. Probably like one even half the size of this. Probably would be better. Almost hit the target. So one thing I have learned from doing it on the bike is that, well, I guess it's also because I'm doing it in such a tight area, is you can't really like snap it. You gotta do like one. So kind of who I've been learning how to do the shepherd sling is from Practical Paracord on YouTube, and he's probably the best shepherd slinger. He has it very down. So what he taught was if you want to get accurate with the shepherd sling, you want to do one fire. So you want to do, instead of like, you know, like where you go in and just do a bunch of loops, you want to just take it and just do one, just one. But when you do multiple, like when you kind of wind it up, you can get a lot more force into it. And that is the lore of the shepherd sling. I hope you fall. Well, you know what? I've fallen many times. It does remind me of there is a proverb saying, the righteous fall 7 times and rise again, or something like that. So I try and keep that in my mind. Anyway, so if you guys want to know how to make this a headband, this is the knot, the headband knot. I don't know if this is actually the one that they used, but okay, so you take this, actually take it like this, like that. There isn't a YouTube video on this one, so it's one I should probably make a YouTube video on it because I haven't seen a YouTube video on how to make a shepherd's leg headband. So you take that, you want to put it through under like that, and then you make a little loop right here so that you have two loops like that. You can see you got two loops. You take this one underneath and you wrap it over and through, and you take this knot and you put it through the hole. It probably seems completely simple, right? And then you just taut it. Just taut it. And then now you put this one through this one, and then you have a headband. That's a shepherd sling. Do 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 do. The simple shepherd sling. Totally cheesy, but you know what? I don't care. I like to think of it as an RPG game, and that, you know, maybe that is the legendary item. Especially because David used it, so I like to think of it that way anyway. Okay, so back to the regular broadcasting. This is the stream on how to ride in a 15 by 50 foot square foot area. And I need to adjust this camera. Okay. Oh wait, I need to go look. Who's under? Anybody say anything under here? Okay, cool. Dude, it's cold over there, Frank? That doesn't make sense. It's freaking hot here, dude. Okay, oh yeah. Another weird thing why I kind of got into this shepherd sling is that it actually, a lot of the shepherd sling kind of feels like riding flatland. Especially the fire hydrant. So I'll show you this trick right here. And it actually reminds me of the shepherd sling because it's so like challenging to get accurate at, I guess. This one feels like the shepherd sling actually. Ah! See if I can land one. Adjust my brakes. Oh! Almost. Almost. Nope. Well, you can kind of see the similarities of the shepherd sling, where you kind of wind it around, and the fire hydrant, or actually just any tail whip variation. Kind of reminds me of like the shepherd sling, like your. Almost got 3. So that's actually the record. My own personal record is I've only gotten 3. I've been trying to get 4 fire hydrants. They've yet to be accomplished though. Ooh. It feels a little weird doing some of these flatland stuff on stream because I kind of feel like, you know, it's kind of weird because when you go on like Instagram, like you watch a lot of people just landing a lot of stuff, you know, like over and over and over. It's just like land, land, land. But a lot of flatland, for me anyway, it takes like, I hardly even land anything a lot of times. Normally I can land this one, at least I get 2, but today I kind of had troubles with it. we go. Finally. Finally. I haven't landed that on a Reddit stream actually before. I'm pretty stoked, right? Actually, landing those two in a line. Sheesh. What do they do? I have some of my buddies. They do that. They go, what? What do they do? Sheesh. I don't know why they do that. Why do they put their fingers on their arms? I don't know I don't know why they do that. What is the lore behind that? Nope. Almost. That way that is some shit I dreamed of doing when I was a kid now. My Haro sits in the basement collecting dust. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't be, because of the plague, you know, because everybody had to be like, you know, well, it's also because I moved back home and I had to like, you know, I don't want to like get my dad sick or anything like that, so I normally don't ride flatland. Actually for the past 2 years I've been riding flatland, but normally I ride street and park and like dirt jumps and stuff. But yeah, because of some situations in life, it kind of brought me into, you know, learning flatland. And honestly, I'm glad it happened that way because it's just it's so challenging, man. And it's so challenging and it's so rewarding because it's like, it feels like an RPG game. Like, it feels like you have to level up. You know, like you don't just like there are some tricks. So the thing about flatland is that there are some tricks that people get easier, or they just find them easier. Maybe because of their bike geometry, maybe because of what they were learned. You know, there's a lot of different factors. So actually my buddy Rich Slezak, one of the people that got me into flatland, I actually think he might have rode for Haro actually. He lives in Long Beach, but he's an amazing flatlander. I think he used to ride in like the 80s and stuff. Actually, I think he does ride for Haro actually. But well, I sent him a message one day and I was like, oh dude, you know what? It'd be so interesting if flatland had like a, you know, like how in bouldering and rock climbing, there's like different grades, like 7A, 7B, you know, like 7A plus on certain routes. Because I watch a lot of rock climbing. I used to rock climb back in the day, but not anymore. Flatland kind of reminds me of rock climbing. It kind of reminds me of bouldering a little bit. And I was like, dude, there should be like a level grade for like certain tricks. And Rich told me, like, he replied back to me, he was just like, you know, the thing about the flatland is some people find certain tricks easier and some people find it harder. And that's kind of the case, you know? Nope. Unfortunately, I can't glide. Bro, that's just like, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Do a flip. I could do a kick flip. I don't know about a flip, man. Fakey decade. I haven't landed that today actually on stream, on the Reddit stream. Woo! Oh my god, I almost lost it. Oh, darn. I don't know why I keep trying that. I can't land it a lot of times. Let's just go for it. Ugh. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, so the thing about flatland, I think the power of flatland is that you can do it in very tight areas. So right now, I'm riding in a 15 by 15 square foot area. I've actually seen people ride in smaller areas. I've seen people ride in 8 by 8 squares. And they shred it, man, on a BMX bike. Seems impossible, but they do. It's kind of crazy. Glory be to God. Nope. Hey, could you do a tail whip? Oh, like a hop tail whip? Fortunately, well, the hop tail whip, I can only do, like foot jam whips. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I'll try and do like a fire hydrant. It's a variation of a tail whip. Maybe I could do 2 of them. Nope. I'll do all my tail whip variations. There we go. That's a double fire hydrant. It's a variation of a foot jam whip. Props being able to do it in such a... Oh, thanks, man. Do a kickflip? Okay. There we go. A little upgraded. I do a lot of kickflips. If you go on my Instagram, like, I literally do so many kickflips. It's ridiculous. That's kind of why I wanted to learn some other tricks. I do way too many kickflips. Oh, I can't believe I landed again. That was fun. That crate flip variation? Yeah. Thanks, dude. Let's do a hang 5 variation. Oh, almost. Almost. You might have to bring out the gloves. I'm getting a little too sweaty. Man, there's a lot of viewers now. Who are all you people? Who are all you people? It feels weird now. Sorry, you guys are really putting me on the spot now, man. We've already been riding for a while. Ever did a wheelie? I think the wheelie was kind of like the first trick I learned. See, my grips are really worn down. I gotta wear gloves now because I'm getting really sweaty. So, actually, shout outs to Logan Martin. He's kind of inspired me to wear gloves. I think for that very reason. Logan Martin just got X Games Gold, if you guys didn't know, in Park. Super gnarly rider, super consistent. But he always wears gloves. That's one variable I've noticed about Logan Martin. He's always wearing gloves. I always kind of thought gloves were kind of lame until your hands get really, really sweaty, especially in the garage. And a lot of flatland tricks, you kind of need to have your hand in certain areas. Let's see if I can do a hop tuck no-hander. All right, hop tuck no-hander, hopefully. Nope. That was brutal. The hop tucks. Try that again. Oh, gosh. Whoop. Thanks, dude. I just slammed it on a hop tuck, dude. That was like the first time I've actually fallen on a hop tuck no-hander. Okay, let's see if I can get it. After I do, oh yeah, switch with Sigby. Oh man. Dude, I literally broke my seat. Holy Toledo. Or wait up, I just broke apart. I can't believe that just happened. That slam just broke my seat right there. I gotta put on another seat now. That was crazy, dude. I've never broken a seat like that in a while. Luckily I have this one. Sorry, going through some technical difficulties. Ugh. Okie dokie. Lightsaber Garage. Oh man, you guys are like talking so fast I can't even like read the chat. My apologies. My apologies. Whew, finally landed it. Pretty stoked. Glory be to God. That was kind of like, actually a run I actually landed. I can't believe I actually landed that. You guys have kind of seen all the tricks that I can do. I'm not that crazy of a flatlander. Okay, let's do an old school trick right here. Nope. Can't get the flagpole. Sometimes I can, but... Okay, let's see. I need to take a bit of a break. What kind of music you be listening to? Actually, you know what's weird is I actually listen to a lot of reggae lately. A lot of drum and bass, a lot of reggae. What's kind of weird about the reggae music is there's like a lot of like Christian elements, and I think it's kind of funny. Also, what's strange about it is a lot of flatlanders listen to reggae. Or at least they do in Long Beach, so... Are you German? No, I'm actually. Well, my last name's German, but I guess I've inherited a last name that's German. But I'm actually Asian, so that's the funny thing. Up. Nope. I'm kind of tired. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I just have a German last name. Like that's just from my my pops. Let's see here. I don't even know what I'm doing. It's so strange. There's so many people watching me. I don't know what to do. Oop. Dude, I think I keep breaking stuff on the bike. No. You can snap my cable. Well, I have like a little bit of cable left. It's about to snap on me though. Let's see here. Do a wheelie. Can you do it in your underwear? Probably can actually. But you probably get some gnarly shinners if you did. And you guys are asking a lot of questions. Let's see here. I used to practice breakdance in the garage. I accidentally dented my metal garage door. Oh, I know, dude. I have a bunch of dents in the garage door. Actually, actually, I don't remember his name. There was a flatlander I used to ride with, but he got into flatland because it reminded him of breakdancing, but on a bike. And he became really good. I forgot what his name was. I used to ride with him in Long Beach. He wasn't like one of the main local ones, though. Foot jam whip? I could do like a normal foot jam whip. Let's see here. Let's see if I could do the double fire agent. Dude, my bike's breaking on me. I gotta end the stream. Unfortunately, my bike's like, I'm having some technical difficulties. So, I literally like just snapped my cable. I broke my seat on stream. I snapped my cable. Oh my goodness. Anyway, maybe I'll do a stream later. Thank you for tuning in. No cassette or coaster. I fell on a tuck-no-hander though. That was kind of brutal. But yeah, shout-outs to Robbie Morales over on Colt. Robbie Morales hooked it up with his frame probably 3 years ago. And shout-outs to him. Shout-outs to Colt Crew. This frame's been holding up, you know, extraordinary. It's been Like literally, if you go on my Instagram, all the clips when I was pegless, it was when I'm on a white bike, it was all on this frame, and I'm still doing flatland on this frame right here. It's a 20.75. I think it's a Colt Shorty. Might be a too short. I don't remember actually, but yeah. I gotta kind of fix my bike up though. Is that a flatland frame? No, it's actually not a flatland frame. GoFundMe for a new bike. I mean, that would be cool. I kind of just don't. At this point, like flatland's pretty easy on the bike. You don't really break too many parts. But I actually kind of broke a lot today, which is kind of weird. You got real talent. Keep it up. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys have any like questions or anything, I will show you again. I've already showed it earlier on the stream, but like this is the first flatland trick I kind of learned. It's called a track stand.